Who the fuck is out there? What are you? Who comes into my domain, running about like a fucking scoundrel? Yeet! Make me sound bigger than I am. If I make a lot of noise, then you won't think that I'm hostile. Hostile. I'm hot still. Oh, fuck you. There's the food that they're after. And I broke my freaking cot. Standing up. Gosh. We're going to have my... What the fuck is that? I heard you. What? 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 Let me put my socks on. God. Fuck you. Fuck. Why is it so active? It's fucking active. Why is it active? It's never been active. Why am I sweating? I'm sweating all over, fam. God, what's out there? God, just leave me alone. For Christ's sake. Stop. I gotta go get my cigarette and I'm gonna smoke it. Can you guys all fuck off, please? Oh shit, and I need my... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay, we got this out here. Let's get this and we're gonna see if it's got a charge. It does. It has 3, which is better than a minuscule amount. Okay. Now we put the boots on in case we need to run very quickly through the forest. I heard you. They're fast and they're loud. Not only are they fast, but they're loud. I don't like this. You guys are supposed to be smart and like super in tune with the universe. I don't like how they sit just out of sight and I don't know what they are. And there's not really anything they can eat around here. I haven't left anything for them that's consumable, so I don't see why they would be sticking around. Baby blue boy. Why does the loud noise pick up? I have to make lots of noise so that they know that this place has people in it. I don't know what it is, but it's... Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I just saw a giant flash of light 10 feet from my fucking face. Like something just zoomed out of the ether and hit me with a beam of electromagnetic energy. And I wasn't fucking ready for this. I was trying to lay down and get some fucking sleep. It's the first time in a long time that I've felt semi-conscious. And now there's lots of loud noises picking up. Shit's going crazy, bro. Oh, fuck you. I don't want to know what I just saw. We're fucking leaving and running through the forest at Mach speed. Motherfucker. Let's go. Where's my cigarette? I'm gonna smoke it before I die. Let's go. Shooting star? Just one. Am I on the right path? They're making me into a robot. I'm losing track of who I am, and all I am is the internet. Tell me, should I work at Cumbies? Should I work at the gas station? I just want to get big buff and get money and make my songs and art and creativity. And then I want to fuck bad bitches for the rest of my life. If I should not work at Cumbies, get me a shooting star right now, motherfuckers. You fucking accusers of the brethren. Here, look, now that I have charge on my phone, we can do this. I can't see anything. Okay. I had to reorient. I got stunned like a deer in the headlights. Hey, I saw something. It wasn't a plane. It was just a big flash suddenly. That was confusing, but it wasn't going in a direction. It just popped. So can I get a shooting star? Right to left, please. I feel empty, hollow, and lifeless. Okay. So coming from Ursa Major, a big beam of light went wow, wow, wow. Whose fault is that? And I saw all the bad things that I do. But I was like, universe, I feel so bad. And it was like, it's your fucking fault. All right. The aliens are a little sassy tonight. So I was sleeping on my cot in the woods. And then a bunch of creatures showed up in the night. Now I'm terrified of a buck coming out and being like, can I get $1? And if I don't have it, it'll stab me with 100 points. All right. Am I on the right path if I stay at Cumbies? The manager's a bitch, but she seems cool. What I'm trying to say is that it feels like they're trapped in the Matrix. And that everything they say and do is so worrisome about their power. It's all about power. It's all about, I'm just a dog chasing Scott. You know what I mean? So, why are they so obsessed about their power? I'm tired of waking up in the morning and then walking downtown and everybody's like this. Like fucking The Last of Us clickers. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it and I'm lonely. I have needs too. I need to go on top of a mountain. What's all these loud noises this Friday evening? It's my loud noise emoji. I mean, emote. That's right. I figured if I make enough noise, they'll leave me alone. Hello, bird. This evening. Yeah. The spiritual attack's been pretty heavy for a big, long while. It's been a long time it's been going on. Usually it gives me like a break. For some reason, like probably I'll condense myself into nothing so I don't feel it anymore. But lately it's like they've just been going hard for days. It's been weeks now, right? Pretty much since the summer solstice. My life has been hell. It's always been hell, but it's been particularly like I can't bounce back from it since the solstice. Wow. Yeah. I'm being reminded of all the secret realities I found that I try to hide from because it's scary. It's scary. The most terrifying part is when you realize fuck. This is not gonna not gonna go well. Okay. Okay, guys. Alright. Fuck. Yeah, who am I? And I think about that a lot. Where am I? What is this? How come I can smoke and I can walk around all day, but right when I hit this central spot in the middle of the area and I smoke, I suddenly feel like I'm gonna have diarrhea. How about, could you tell me if I made a positive impact on the world? Right to left, if it wasn't all for nothing. Something's gonna come from my life. All I got was the phrase dopamine dependency. I'm just being reminded of all the things about reality I've been afraid of, sort of like fear attachments slither out of the forest and hit the back of my head. I did this shit alone. Hi, bird. Hello, bird. I bless you. I give blessings and many thanks to all of the nature creatures. Yet I also throw all my plastic in the woods when I'm sad. My tent is just a factory where things go in and trash comes out. And if it wasn't for the crows, everything would be great. It really is the crows. If it wasn't for the crows every day, and the thing about the forest, when you learn how to be really in tune with everything, is that the crows can feel you from a far range. And their cause, everybody seems to ignore like it's nothing. But I can feel exactly what they're doing. I can feel them pulling the etheric energy around and stealing it, and I can feel it, and then they feel me feeling it, and then I take a little bit back, and they all go crazy, and they come over to me, and they eat it. It's a murder of crows. Like, it's to the point I can barely feel the song in my heart. I can't really do anything with any energy like I used to. And it's because the crows put all this attachments to you, and then they literally rip it out and they take it. And the problem is I'm too depressed to go anywhere. There's not really much I can do. I thought I was going to come here and sit by the river and it would be amazing and I would play guitar all day. But what it is I come here and I almost start to feel peace, and then it's just an onslaught. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to survive it. This is a test for my commitment as long as I keep going. And then a month goes by and I'm like, man, all I did was eat and watch TV. But I don't give up. My guitar's still here. I can't find my capo. It's somewhere. I did some laundry. Tomorrow I will bring the laundry back and I will clean out my tote, and I'm going to move my laundry to the tote, and then I'm going to fill my luggage, my suitcase, with the rest of the laundry and my bedding. And then tomorrow night I will go to the laundromat and I will do my laundry. Hello, creature. Thanks for asking, guys. My shoulder, the ache in my chest has gone away. It used to be like this cluster right here was pulled. So anything I did, standing, breathing, sitting, walking, picking things up, hurt every day. Now, it's, Oh, fuck you. No, you the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. I'll go stomp you out. Better not be a bear. I don't think I can fight a bear. I don't want to, but I could probably take a fox. Or a coyote. I got boots on, I could kick a coyote. I'll kick a fat cunt right the fuck in her moose knuckle. Stare a girl down. Hello. Stare a girl down until she blush and her knees buckle. Then stare a man down because I know you want no trouble. Then leave them both cold just to show the world don't really love you. It's just a beaver. The beaver left his dam and sometimes it makes a very loud noise when his tail slaps the water. And that was scary when I first got here, but now I know it's a beaver. But that creature in the woods was loud and it was fast. And there were multiple of them, so I don't think it was a raccoon. I don't think raccoons go that fast. I think it was a coyote. Or a bobcat, maybe. A linkara, if you will. A lynx cara, if you will. Imagine, if you will, a poop emoji, I guess. Hello, stars. Can I get a shooting star for the fam? My third eye has to be open, and that's scary. God, I've consumed so much of the internet that I have a very good understanding of the way people are, and I've realized that all my relationships were my delusions ignoring the behavior that I saw in them that I didn't choose to acknowledge, but I've come to learn that, I don't know, I think I travel through the universe all day. When I can imagine things, it's like every day of my life I'm being shown more of the universe from my isolation. And I learned a lot about humans and how they act. And recently, the past few months, I've been thinking a lot about my ex. And every single interaction I can remember. And I realized at some point it all clicked together and I was like, oh fuck, she wasn't down for me. She wasn't faithful. She wasn't in love with me. She was pretending. That specific girlfriend taught me everything I'll need to know about female nature forever. Which sucks because I really cared about her. But now I'm friends with a beaver. So it ain't all that bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can barely focus and I can't remember who I was and I can't do anything that I know I'm capable of because I can't think. When I try to imagine things and start to piece together the energies to come back into fruition, I guess, the world doesn't like it. So maybe it is. Maybe I am not of the world. Maybe I am of God. I wonder why they called that Big Dipper up there the bear. Ursa Major and Minor. You know, King Arthur was originally an Irish story about a bear. Art in Celtic means bear. King Arthur was about the king of the forest, the bear. And then the colonizers unpaganized it by making it about people instead of nature. And then they taught us we're at war with nature. And I'm like, that's not true. And then the crows devour me every morning. And it's not fun at all. King Poopy. King Stinky. That's me. Address me as your... Address me as your... If I could do a backflip, I would. But yeah, my shoulder does hurt. I'll tell you when it hurts. This is okay, it's just a dull ache, dull ache, dull ache. This is numb. That hurts right here. Maybe I need to drink water. Maybe I haven't drank in real water in a long time, and that's the problem. Okay. I was suddenly hit with every single problem I have. Okay. Cigarettes definitely aren't helping. Because if you're dehydrated and smoking constricts all your blood vessels and stops sending air to your body, you're supposed to have water to clear out all the garbage you just put inside, make those chemicals move around, but I don't drink any water at all. Because I could get 6 Arizonas for $12, but I could only get 3 little bottles of water for $12. And I didn't buy my Walmart. But school is about to start pretty soon, like in the next week and a half. So I can't be here then, probably. That's when I should start working, unless you really don't want me to. But remember, for like 3 nights straight, I kept asking, should I work at Cumbies? And you would go, no, no, no. And I'd be like, I don't know. I feel like I need money. I need to be self-sufficient. And they're like, no, it's the fucking Matrix. Create. Keep making songs. You're so close. Just get a tarot deck. Start making better content. Invest in a camera. And then get a shitty computer and work on it. And I was like, I don't know, but my ex-girlfriend's dating a guy with a truck. I need a truck so that I can go places and I can get a dog and shit. And they're like, no, that is not the way. Stop. You're supposed to be outside of society. And then eventually I just broke and I was like, I don't know anymore. And then all of them started going right and the shooting stars went directly pointed to the place I work. Literally from this side all the way, and it stopped right above where the gas station is. And then they never did it again. Until I started calling the police to tell them everything I knew about every sexual assault someone had confided in me in the past 10 years. Every story I heard about different places with different girls, I just called the police. Was like, hey, in 2019, this girl told me this. He still works at this place. I'm letting you know. I don't know what to do about it. I want to get it off my chest so I can at least say I tried. And then every police station I called was like, I mean, the girl has to say something. And the female workers that would pick up the dispatch, they, I think they found me a bit unpleasant at times. Because as soon as I said, I know it's not my place, and I don't even talk to the girl anymore, but I sit and think about it all the time, and I don't know what to do. You know, you could say that like I'm overstepping, but I don't talk to her, and fuck it, bad things happened, and maybe if I get it here and it's in your notes, that might be better for prosecution whenever they come forward about it, if they ever come forward. It just sucks, man. Like, I'm just gonna say, the best part of my whole life, like the thing I was good at the best was my wit, my creativity, the things I would come up with in isolation, and the way I was able to have fun independently because of my ability to think and think differently. My intellect and my heart were my best things, and then that became sex. Hate to say it. But I love sex. I loved it so much I cheated on a girl many times when I was 17 to 18. And like the girls that I was hooking up with still call me and were like, you know what? I think you were the best. I think you were the best I ever had. And I'm like, I fucking knew it. You can't top this. You couldn't top my energy. I'm blessed, man. And then I think I was hanging out with the wrong people. I was on medication, and the medication, I don't know if it helped more than it hurt. It was just different. Like I had no ability to empathize,
but I was able to stay in control of my mind long enough to make things. So I didn't like the songs I was making, but at least I was able to make them. Like I was able to think a lot and drive around and I would listen to music. But when I got off it and I learned how to be sad, then my art took a big leap through perseverance. But the thing about like, I think it was just smoking weed with my friends, and they had like a bong up to here that they would fill, like they'd spend $300 a week, and they would smoke all of it in one night. Like they would spend probably 600 a week sometimes on like very strong weed. And I was living with them. The alternative would be living in a car, and I didn't think I was ready to be homeless, and I kind of liked how I felt when I smoked. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it would have been. And I think that for months really messed me up. Um, I think if I had stayed smoking weed, I should have had a job and I should have had better, smarter, more socially calibrated, you know, not to be that guy, but like better looking people, you know, like if I had smoked a bunch of weed around a bunch of attractive girls and like guys that played sports in high school, and I went out and we drank on a boat and I networked and met people and they took me like cross country skiing and mudding and hunting, and I like made friends that took me that like allowed me into that lifestyle that I would never get because I didn't have parents or family or anything. Oh, no, I had no one functioning in my life. So that like you become the people you surround yourself with. That really fucked me up because it was deteriorating me and I wasn't growing. Eventually that put me over the edge and I lost everything. I lost my ability to think, my ability to speak, my ability to recall memories, my ability to focus, my ability to create. I lost control of my body where I've just been permanently disassociated since. So it's like this huge, long battle every single day just to get back into being in my body. Like my body's dead and I'm like a ghost floating behind it. And I've never fixed it. I have never gotten back to where I was before. Which sucks. But it is what it is, man. At least I've had these powerful, insane, unique spiritual experiences that I could have only gotten if I was in this state, where I was completely in spirit, and I can feel every little shift in the electromagnetic spectrum. The worst part is that you find out it's very violent. When you figure out true empathy, you realize most of the world is violent. Like the birds chirping and even the crickets coming closer and extending their frequency, it's all spiritual warfare. They're all attacking each other for dominance and harvesting energy. And I don't know, at some point maybe I'll find this infinite channel to abundance. I'll probably have to do indigenous ceremonies. It's really cool now that I've been studying indigenous stuff and I figure out how commonplace it is that every indigenous person from a tribe, at least a man, goes through the Sundance rituals, the Sundance ceremonies, and that it's essential for life to do these Sundance ceremonies. I didn't know what that meant, but when I left home, when I knew nothing about indigenous people, I don't think I ever really gave them any thought in my life. I was like, yeah, they were here, but I don't know any of them, and I've never seen any of them. Um, but I knew my dad. It would just come to me when I would create over and over again the word Sundance. When I left home, is that I wanted to name my album Sundance, and I wanted to name my TV show Sundance and my story about my journey. I wanted to call it Sundance. And I kept going. If I put it on a map of Vermont, I kept traveling around Mount Mansfield, which is the tallest mountain in the area. It's like 4,400 feet up, which is like half of a regular mountain in Colorado. But at least in Vermont, these these rolling hills are nice instead of having a bunch of mountains like all the way over there, and you're like in just a flat plain. Um, Here it's like everywhere you go is just a different adventure. It's very unique and the mountains are nice. But I would be going around this mountain suffering, trying to save kids, trying to save my family, trying to make my songs, trying to hold on to what the world was taking from me, degrading in homelessness. This is my 5th winter now without heat at night. Um, So I was going around, and then fall of last year, I'm like behind the Price Chopper in Morrisville when I first get there, and then some stranger walks out of the bushes, like right here. He just kind of walks out, and he's short, and he's like, come with me," and he takes me to like this little alcove in the middle of like this industrial park, where there's a propane tank and a bunch of trees around it, so I can kind of go in there. And he said, "You could make this your house, and nobody will bother you." But then he looks at me, he's like, "You got Sundance all wrong." And I was like, "Okay, it's God. It's God talking to me." He goes, "No, the Sundance is when they put bones attached to string and they stab it into your chest. And then they tie that string to a pole in the teepee. And then with the sun coming down after fasting for days and nights, like 4 or 5 days of no food or water, you just walk around that pole until the sun is permanently embedded in your system, and the trauma of all that cements it so you never lose your connection with the sun forever." And I was like, okay. So I went around this mountain suffering, in pain, trying to hold on to my connection to what I thought was God, or this, really I thought it was the sun, this connection to the sun. And I suffered violence and starvation and hunger and struggling and suffering cold and being ostracized from everybody and being attacked by the locals everywhere I went, having to fight to survive on my own with nothing, to hold this connection to the highest vibration, grace, light. And then going around this one mountain, it was like my whole thing is about as above, so below, how this really complex story in my life plays out in a way that creates the most simple, beautiful fruits, because simplicity is perfection. It's not supposed to be this huge mess of different stuff that's out there to create the perfection, which is the simplification of it all. So I named my album Simplify. Sundance, Storm, either Sanctification or Savior or See You Around, Shooting Stars, Space. I think there was like Sarajevo or something. And then I have a separate one, Bearcat and Mountain Lion. And then that's all part of Simplify, which is my album. I don't remember what I wanted to call the blues album that's got Ain't That Bad, Cops, Creeps, Cunts, Crows, I Hear Voices, Snowy Dirt Roads. I can't die on the other one. Yeah, is it the end? Kind of feels like the journey's over. It sort of feels like the journey's over, in that the new cycle is starting. And that's very saddening. I don't like that at all. I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back. I've learned so much. I spent so much time, I spent the valuable time I had with people angry at the things that I didn't like about them. And it was for good reason. I wasn't being a nitpicky cunt. It was like, obviously I have people and they're horrible people, but I love them. And I feel like part of them loves me, or else they wouldn't be around. But there was just so many things wrong they were doing to me. And because I was a vegetable, they kind of just bulldozed over me. Took me for granted. And they, I guess because I didn't speak much, it left a lot of room for them to fill in how they, because they weren't in my head. They couldn't see what was going on. They only saw how I acted. And how I acted was like a vegetable, like a retard, like someone with a brain injury. But my mind was working fine. I was making music was getting better. Ugh. I had the opportunity to be famous many times, and I didn't take that opportunity because I felt like there was something wrong with it. And then I found out that the people that like surpassed me became extremely unhappy, and they started doing occult rituals, and that it really was an occult thing. Like the one kid from Vermont that made better music than all of us, that got signed to Interscope and blew up because of his community in Burlington. Immediately he did the black eye. As soon as he got signed to Interscope, he got a mysterious black eye, and he would make photos like this. Look up celebrity black eyes. Eyes, not guys. You'll find LeBron. But I bet LeBron had a black eye too. You know what I mean? And I did meet MGK in the McDonald's, and he did tell me that it sucks. I would just get up in DoorDash, and I'm like, as long as I keep this going, the universe is going to give me some crazy stuff. I'm like, I know as long as I keep getting better and I keep improving and I keep persevering and co-creating, I'm going to keep getting experiences. Like I walk into the most populated town in Vermont, and there's giant signs all over City Hall Park that says Casey co-created. And then like I found out like if I look at a map, especially when I DoorDash, when I look at a map of Burlington from the top down view, they were all named after people in my life. Like the biggest road is Spear Street. My dad's name is Gary. It means a mighty spear. The one girl I took her virginity that I think loved me the most was named the female version of Gary. Then I got with the girl I thought I wanted so much, and she turned out to be horrible. And when I left her to go to Miami, she got with a guy named Gary, who really abused her and knocked her up. The other girl, Jessie, who is a Leo, just like my cousin Jesse is a Leo. Jessie, she cheated on me with a guy named Corey way back in the day. And she went on her own journey through homelessness and addiction, and she lost her supermodel, I think she would be way better than Sydney Sweeney. And she was part indigenous, which was cool. Really bad bitch. And she could have been a model, and she chose drugs. She got with a guy named Justin Murph, and Murph got her hooked on hard drugs, and she became homeless, sleeping with a 35-year-old man that was giving her drugs and putting his cigarettes out on her. But I wanted a kid named Avery with her. Instead, I didn't have a kid named Avery with her. She had a daughter named Ava with that guy. And I wanted a girl named Grace with the other girl, Chloe, and then Chloe had a kid named Grayson. And then I wanted... Either way, that girl, Jessie, she just had her son died in her womb at 9 months. He died at the last minute. And his name was Garrett. Like Gary. And these names follow me everywhere. If you look at the top-down view, even to the point in Burlington, the first street that I saw when I went into Burlington was IDX Drive. And my cousin Jesse, his YouTube channel for his animation was IDX, The Idiotics. And then the next road is Spear Street, Gary. Gary goes to Hayes Court. Hayes Drive goes to Two Brothers Road. You go up Two Brothers and there's O'Brien Farm Road. And it's where the O'Brien family lives. Hello, Moth. My foster brother was Caleb Hayes. My judge in family court was Judge Hayes. My family lived in Hayes Court in Brattleboro. And I've got like a list of 100 other names and how they keep just cycling over and over again. Like, I swear to God, if I pick up and I take a plane to Alaska and I walk out into a small town that I feel called to go to, like eventually I'll just like fail upwards into that place. I guarantee when I go there, it's just going to be a cycle of Casey's, Alex, Vincent's, Jesse's, Gary's, Leo's, John's, Vincent's, or Vicky, or Victor, Ari's, Joel, Ellie, Williams. Over and over and over again, with the occasional, like, I'll meet two people. Like, I'll be on my phone watching Charlie Kirk, and then my lawyer will be named Kirk Williams, and I'll meet them both on the same day. Like, I find Charlie Kirk's videos, and then I walk down the street, and then another guy with Kirk in his name. And that's just how, or I'll meet 4 people named Todd on the same day that offer me a job. Or like 3 people named George, and I met one of them on St. George Road. Stuff like that. And that's just been happening my whole life. So Google has just released, or they're about to release, their newest AI, and their newest AI generation can make a completely computer-generated simulation, but it's indistinguishable from reality, how it looks. It's like Ultra HD. It looks just like you're looking through your eyes. And it has object permanence, so it's like everything you generate stays, and everything you do, like let's say you generate a paintbrush with blue paint, and you just paint a little bit, and you leave it, and then for like the next 10 years, you will walk around your computer-generated simulation hundreds of miles, and you'll go back, and it will be there. And while you're doing your day-to-day thing, like you're walking down a street, and the street looks identical to real life, you can add promptable events. So just say, red truck goes right to left. And then a red truck will go right to left, right in front of you. So I'm sure when that evolves, we'll be able to set parameters, like plotting a whole day of events out, and then seeing how the player responds to those events. Can I get a shooting star, please? Well, I got a bird right to left right there. Okay, well, a giant beam of light hit my pineal gland and said, not yet. Oh, shooting star. Okay, that was a shooting star left to right. So the opposite way, saying, no, that's not what, I don't know what that means. But I just asked for one right to left. You saw I didn't get one all night. I've been staring up at the sky asking, and then as soon as I did that, it went the opposite way, saying no. I don't know what that means. They're talking to me, but I guess they're saying fuck off, maybe? Or that's not the way to do this. I don't think you guys saw it, but it was, so I'm standing here, the camera's pointed at me like this, it was literally right there, in a straight line from the camera to the sky, left to right. There was a bird going, why was it, a small bird just went right to left? The problem is that that level got so scary for me, I have to use substances to cope, or else I wouldn't be able to function. Because I would dig so deep in my mind to be able to stay aware, but not panic and freak out, because when I would panic and freak out, I was afraid that my mom would lie to the police and I would get attacked and traumatized and sexually abused. And then they would use it as a tool to defame me, destroy my reputation, and do anything they can to feel like they have power over me. Literally trying to steal it from me because they're jealous pieces of shit. Nothings. Pathetic losers. A waste of life. And people that are a waste of life hate ambition. They can't stand it. It's painful for them. They have to steal it and try to use it to make themselves feel better. And then they will try to literally steal your legacy. They'll try to do what you're doing. They'll try to become you. Because they've given up on anything they could do. And I don't know if that's like a zombie in Minecraft, like a mob. Like those people are just they were made to be energy vampires. That's all they're ever gonna be. They're just pathetic pieces of shit designed to challenge the chosen ones. And they make chosen ones seem like something amazing and special. But it just means like you can choose someone to die. Like if there's a firing range and you're executing or raping prisoners, the one you choose is the chosen one. So when they were calling us chosen ones, I don't necessarily think that's like you're gonna be the next Anakin Skywalker. Probably just means you're gonna suffer a whole bunch and you're gonna learn a lot about the universe and how it works. I'm being shown Eddington, which is an amazing movie if you haven't seen it. Eddington is great. It's very sad. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood used to be my favorite movie. I still think it's pretty close to my favorite movie. Now I like Eddington a lot. I really like Sinners. Sinners is really good this year. When you're trying to capture God in a movie, the ending can't be happy. It has to be bittersweet. Like to fully capture God in a movie, it has to be a sad ending. Where the journey really meant something and the character did go on this amazing arc. But it's never like you ride off into the sunset. The only way you can ride off into the sunset is if you've lost everything. And it hurts to leave it behind. But you just can't stay anymore. Eddington is a movie about a guy who felt this really close relationship to spirit and God, but wasn't able to acknowledge the realities around him. And he kept going, trying to make something great for what he thought was a noble cause and was to end people's suffering. But he wasn't able to sit and see what was really happening. It was the chaos of COVID and drama and problems of the small town and his old age and his failing relationships. There was a bunch of chaos and people telling him what to do. So he fought to be the mayor. And he used God. Oh, okay, so I'm looking this way. Big loud noise behind me. Shooting star was a little bit left to right. Not like obviously, but it was almost a straight line. But a bit leaning no. I was missing the point. And it was really slow. And I don't know, can anyone tell me what the dark shooting stars are? Like when you look up and you see like a really dark line zip. I see that a lot. Oh, we've got movement. So right where I saw the darkness land behind me, suddenly there's a, maybe it was a bird or a duck. Hello? Am I on the right path? Bug left to right, lots of bugs left to right. I'm not on the right path. It's pretty obvious because I don't feel like there's anything glowing or anything. Oh, okay. No, I didn't mean to open that. Don't do it. I finally installed the People Ready app where I can fill up my mornings with shifts. Alright. There's the bittersweet part about everything, the harsh truth. Where I'm like, I really want to feel this love and this light again so I can keep creating. And then my phone cuts me off with a notification about getting a job. Maybe I missed my window. I don't believe that. I don't believe you can really fail. But I think you can get so skewed that you're not, especially if you have Facebook. Facebook deletes the need for accountability and self-awareness. Facebook is designed to validate you, and it's designed to keep you in a pit, trapped in something that isn't real, so that you become a heroin addict for the stimulation that social media gives you. Social media is designed to target the same part of the brain that heroin does. So Facebook, even just using Facebook for any reason, is indulging in a heroin addiction. That's why you keep changing your profile pictures and your name. That's why you make long posts and target people and live in the escape from the fact that you should be off any form of internet and focusing solely on the enjoyment of the gift of this experience. If there is a devil and you believe in a devil, his whole purpose would be to take you away from the enjoyment and gratitude of this experience. And to have gratitude, you need humility. So you cannot be escaping into anything. Especially made up stories that you force yourself to believe is true, to give yourself purpose away from focusing on what you can control. Like, for me, I'm trying to get this second pull-up and dip. I got a really good deal coming on if he answers me, on a pull-up and dip station. I can get a second one that's much nicer and it won't, that one I got, it's too wide. So when I do dips, it hurts. This other one is like a professional one that a guy's just getting rid of for 20 bucks. It's worth like 170. So I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna try to put it here. And if it's still up, I'm trying to get a big tent. I wish I had a car. Like a Subaru Forester. Or like a Crosstrek or something. I want a car that I can just fuck around with and travel in. And then I want a Challenger. I want to die in a Challenger. If the world's gonna end, I want to die in a Challenger. It's been so long of me on the ground and in beaten down cars that are barely functioning, and I'm driving around and everyone's talking shit about me and hating on me and trying to run me off the road because they think I'm a junkie, treating me like shit. I want to be able to play my songs and drive around in a Challenger. Like a nice one too, with like the carbon tail on the back that sticks up. Like a nice one. Like a 2020 or something, 2020, 2017 even. Something that isn't like a decade old. And I just want to drive around and listen to my music. As soon as I get the Challenger, especially if I'm working out, I don't want to lose this. Because this is special. There's power in being broke and homeless. Like, I think if I didn't smoke cigarettes and I took better care of myself and I'm functioning, I would have had much better relationships than any relationship I'll have with any amount of money. Like, I think I'd get the realest form of any of the girls I would want to have a relationship with at the bottom like this. Because I know for real that they're superficial. But they don't really care about that. It was just at one point in my hometown, just too many people, especially my mother, were doing things to destroy my reputation. So a lot of the people that I was fighting hard to show who I really am, these horrible pieces of shit in my life, like my mother, were very detrimental to that. The devil uses whoever he can. So I have people that are obsessed with me. I guarantee you my mom either will watch this or is watching this. I don't want her to watch. I don't love her. I don't like her. I would be happier if she was dead. I wish she would die. The world would be a better place if she was gone. The only thing she's good for is holding on to my stuff for right now. Occasionally they'll feel obligated to send me money, but in reality they're pretending to care. That isn't a challenge to prove that you care. If you had really cared, you would have fucked off years ago. I don't want any of them in my life. And I feel obligated to let Heather, because Heather sends me money. So, hello. That was I don't know, it was a small bird. And it flew right above my head, right to left, when I was like, yeah, I was better off when nobody knew who I was. And everyone had written me off as like someone I wasn't, and they weren't talking to me. That was the best time of my life. It's in Bazi, in astrology, in everything to do with all of my signs across every major soul system. For me specifically, when it literally says, when the controlling females from your childhood that tried to oppress you and stop you from your ascension, when they finally die from their own self-sabotage, I will be blessed with everything that they took from me. It's just waiting. They're parasites, like hoarding it. And then when they die, finally, I will be free from the gaslighting and parasitic things. And that's not like you like think it for a little while, like they try to convince you in a lie. It's like when you're a child, they try to literally rip you apart and replace you. Literally try to embed themselves spiritually and control you. So you can't find authenticity. And they feel it intuitively. So when I would beat them, they would go insane. They go manic. They get stir crazy because they're addicted to destroying their son's life or their cousin or anything. They have to keep a subconscious foot on the black sheep's neck. And when the black sheep is finally strong enough to push it back and gain control and wake up, suddenly my cousins will start messaging me. My mom is on Facebook talking shit. My ex will call me. My dad will show up drunk and call the police to try to force them into my house. And then that became cops stalking me, people I don't know driving 9 hours to shoot me because he didn't like how I looked in a profile picture. And then just messaging me for years now. It's guys that will show up and vandalize my car, people following me through the stores, people following me around town. Then it becomes like suddenly I'll like look over and I'll see like somebody that had been talking to me a couple times that like has come over here to speak to me a few times. I'll be standing here meditating and then I'll look over and she's hiding in the fucking tree line over there on private property watching me. Right? They said right, but you're telling it wrong because I'm not being myself. This version of Casey, when he talks like a bitch like this, I would, like when I was 17 and I heard people that talk like this, I was like, what a bunch of beta male fucking simp losers. I hope I never am like that, where I don't have any presence or groundedness from my heart and I can't do anything. I was like, they get that way because they gave up. And then I became it, and I get why they gave up. Life is hard. But that shouldn't stop you from trying. I just wish I wish I had a challenger, and I wish I could wake up every morning and go to the gym. I wish that I had some type of tablet that I could draw digital illustrations on, really complex stuff, and then a computer in a studio in the back. And then I wish I could go to the cabin and it's completely off grid and cozy and comfortable. And then I could get a dog. And then I want to take, once that's safe and I know that that's fine and that can be there, I want to make it mobile so I can pick it up and take it with me. And then I want to go anywhere. I want to see Hawaii, but I want to be buff and not lose my specialty, my specialness, my uniqueness. I don't want to lose all that I've learned. I want to grow with it. Because it feels like the more I press into social conditioning, like if I became a buff, hot guy that traveled in hostels and would go down to where all the people are at, have a couple drinks and just make out with a bunch of people and take them home. Right to left, though. I feel like that would be degrading and I would become someone that I hate. But maybe it's essential for my personal growth, eh? Maybe it's essential, eh? Maybe. How about Shooting Star if I should impregnate like 13 different women across the world and just leave them with my child and never come back? So that 100 years later they'll all do ancestry and they'll realize, oh shit, my great grandfather, and then there's just a little app that connects to my YouTube channel. And you can find me whining and crying and making horrible content and then saying that my content is horrible, ruminating, literally walking in circles like this in my mind, suffering. But at the other end of it, there's God, so let's go check on that creature, eh? I left it enough time to go rampage through whatever it was doing, and now I can go back at least and find... I know I have a pack of cigarettes somewhere. This was my second, okay? I don't think I'm built for the heat, man. I'm a northerner. I don't think, like my ancestors, I don't think they really ever saw 100-degree weather. When I feel 100-degree weather, my body's like, it just stops functioning. Like I just sit there and sweat. I don't know, the energy's different. Oh, big, okay, this is important. Whoever the two of you are, I'm sure, hopefully it's not my mom and Heather, but nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with Heather. But yeah, I wish my mom would just kick over and die. Please. Thank God they left. Yeah, so for the nobody that's watching, for the past 30 years, Pluto has been in Capricorn, which means that a huge part of our... Hello, I'm walking through the forest. There's a weird creature out here that I'm running from, but now I'm running towards after I talk to the stars. So, Pluto in Capricorn means that a huge part of our existence and what we're focused on as a generation for the past 30 years, how many children is that every year? So, Pluto in Capricorn means a heavy reliance and focus towards power, slow one after the other linear ascension, earning things through achievement, emotionless, sort of evil way of doing things. But Pluto is moving into Aquarius, which means it's going from a dark, compressed, our existence being the back of our mind just dark and compressed and focused on power. It's moving towards Aquarius, the literal opposite. Infinite abundance, overwhelming righteousness, grace, which I can feel heavily. Pluto in Aquarius is going to be huge. Technological innovation, communication is going to turn on its head. Our existence will be so much different. When you walk around in public, the energy exchange between people is going to be so much different. Instead of coming from a place of power, constant ascension, ego, dominant social hierarchies, it's going to change into independence, rebellion, technological revolution. And that's not just like a little blip in our mind. It's like, that's going to be the energy affecting the planet at all times, every moment. We'll have some form of influence from that. I think I finally drank all the fluid out here, which sucks because I'm very dehydrated. But whatever that creature was is gone. So that's more... Wait, I think maybe in my backpack I might have a little witty bit of one last... Yes, I do, you fucking bitch. Fucking colonizer cola. Some dude playing golf on half and half tea. Matt! Whatever the creature that was here has left. So I weigh 200 pounds, guys. And I've lost all my muscle after the accident. So it's all fat. But I think it's all gonna go away. Let's just hope I can get a car. And then 24-hour gym membership. The best case scenario for me is if I can cut a deal with someone who has a gym, and maybe he can do me a favor for my story in my unique situation, and let me go there at night by myself, and I'll clean the place for them so they don't have to. That way I can shower, organize my thoughts, charge my devices, and work out and get back into working out without the constant social hierarchies, energy vampirism. Every time I go to the gym, my fire ignites and I start to feel really good. Girls are like loving me. They're all looking at me. They're waving. They're brushing their hair behind their ear. They're walking near me. And then it was just like tons of like
pathetic wimps would just come near me to work out, and they were literally trying to harvest the light and dominate me. Check me. It's a couple times the workers would literally trespass me. Like I would walk in and I would just feel really good, and I knew I felt good. And I was normal. And then they would just trespass me. That's what Burlington is like. But I'm gonna watch TV later.